I know what is happening in your heart, girl. I know it cause I'm feeling the same. But it is not hard to create a new reality. Let's try do it again. Girl, I know you're looking for.
Hi, so good evening, welcome back to my magical world. It's me, Frostbite Goddess, your favorite celebrity here in the Philippines. It's 7:21 in the evening, and we are going to continue what was, pages 197 and 198 of the book Mastery. Since I wasn't able to film yesterday, let's make it double filming today. May ganon. Taray. So according to the great mathematician, Jacques Hadamard, most mathematicians think in terms of images, creating a visual equivalent of the theorem they are trying to work out. Michael Faraday was a powerful visual thinker. So when he came up with the idea of electromagnetic lines of force, anticipating the field theories of the 20th century, he saw them literally in his mind's eye before he wrote about them. Diba? So everything all starts in the head, and later on it will manifest in your reality. If you know. When you know, you know. So the structure of the periodic table came to the chemist Dmitry Mendeleev in a dream, where he literally saw the elements laid out before his eyes in a visual scheme. The list of great thinkers who relied upon images is enormous, and perhaps the greatest of them all was Albert Einstein, who once wrote, "The words of the language, as they are written or spoken, do not seem to play any role in my mechanism of thought. The physical entities which seem to serve as elements in thought are certain signs and more or less clear images which can be voluntarily reproduced and combined." Inventors such as Thomas Edison and Henry Ford thought not only in the visual terms but also in a three-dimensional models. The great electrical and mechanical engineer Nikola Tesla could supposedly visualize in minute detail a machine and all of its working parts, which he would then proceed to invent according to what he had imagined. The reason for this regression to visual forms of thinking is simple. Human working memory is limited. We can only keep in mind several pieces of information at the same time. Through an image, we can simultaneously imagine many things at once at a glance, as opposed to words which can be impersonal and rigid. A visualization is something we create, something that deserves our particular needs of the moment, and can represent an idea in a way that is more fluid and real than simply words. The use of images to make sense of the world is perhaps our most primitive form of intelligence and can help us conjure up ideas that we can later verbalize. Words also are abstract. An image or model makes our ideas suddenly more concrete, which satisfies our need to see and feel things with our senses. Even if thinking in this way is not natural to you, using diagrams and models to help further the creative process can be immensely productive. Early in his research, Charles Darwin, who was normally not a visual thinker, came up with an image to help him conceptualize evolution. An irregularly branching tree. This signified that all of life started from one seed, some branches of the tree ending, others still growing and sending off new shoots. He literally drew such a tree in a notebook. This image proved extremely helpful, and he returned to it time again. The molecular biologists James Watson and Francis Crick created a large three-dimensional model of the DNA molecule with which they could interact and alter. This model played an important role in the discovery and description of DNA, which is deoxyribonucleic acid. This use of images, diagrams, and models can help reveal to you patterns in your thinking and new directions you can take that you would find hard to imagine exclusively in words. With your idea exteriorized in a relatively simple diagram or model, you can see your entire concept projected at once, which will help you organize masses of information and add new dimensions to your concept. This conceptual image or model can be the result of hard thinking, which is how Watson and Crick devised their three-dimensional DNA model, or it can come in comments of fringe awareness, from a dream or a daydream. In the latter case, such visualizations require a degree of relaxation on your part. If you think too hard, you will come up with something too literal. Let your attention wander, play around and edges of your concept. Loosen up your hold on consciousness and allow images to come to you. Early in his career, Michael Faraday took lessons in drawing and painting. He did this so he could recreate the experiments he had witnessed at various lectures. But he discovered that drawing helped him think in many ways. The hand-brain connection is something deeply wired within us. When we attempt to sketch something, we must observe it closely, gaining a feel through our fingers of how to bring it to life. Such practice can help you think in visual terms and free your mind from its constant verbalizations. To Leonardo da Vinci, drawing and thinking were synonymous. One day, the writer and polymath Johann Wolfgang von Goethe made a curious discovery about the creative process of his friend, the great German writer Friedrich Schiller. Paying a visit to Schiller's home, he was told that the writer was not in, but would return shortly. Goatee guys, ano nyo na lang guys. Medyo ano pa yung utak ko, hindi pa siya ganun ka clear. Decided to wait for him and sat down as Schiller's writing desk. He began to be assailed by a strange feeling of faintness, his head slowly spinning. If he moved to the window, the sensation went away. Suddenly he realized that some kind of weird and nauseating smell was emanating from a drawer of the desk. When he opened it, was shocked to see that it was full of rotten apples, some in an extreme state of decay. When Schiller's wife came into the room, he asked her about the apples and the stench. She told Goethe that she herself filled the drawers with these apples on a regular basis. Her husband delighted in the smell, and he found he did his most creative work while inhaling the fumes. Okay lang kayo guys? Well, I hope so. Other artists and thinkers have devised similar peculiar aids to their creative process when doing his deep thinking about the theory of relativity. Albert Einstein liked to hold on to a rubber ball that he would periodically squeeze in tandem with the straining of his mind in order to work. The writer Samuel Johnson required that he had on his desk a cat, which he would periodically stroke to make it purr, and a slice of orange. Supposedly, only these visual, sensual cues could properly stimulate him for work. So may mga ganun tayo, no? Thank you guys for listening, and thank you for helping me make this world a better place for all of us and for the future generation. Thank you for having me tonight.
A man who can love you to the end and carry out all of your plans. He claims as a friend, cause we want to be complete. You feel the speed of the heartbeat when the mate cross the street. You once told me that you felt alone, that your will wasn't strong anymore.